Hi everyone, it's Grayson here. So I've covered many topics in my channel, for example like personal finance, stock investments, and even some of the personal finance habit that I practice myself. But I wish to give you guys a more complete value in my channel, so I've decided to do this series where I invite real founders and real business owners to talk about their business and their business background. So basically I'll just invite the real business owner to talk about their experiences and what we can learn from it, and maybe get more insight to their whole entrepreneurial background. Especially after last video where I talked about multi-level marketings, how I hate the multi-level marketings and how I don't like the non-regulated investments. So it motivates me more to talk about the real businesses that exist out there and what we can learn from the business owner themselves. So let's get into the video. Hey everyone, like I mentioned just now, it's better for us to stick to the real business and the real fundamental business model that has been proven historically. So today I have my friend here, Edward, which is an Indonesian, and he runs a distribution business that distributes hardware and streetwear. So Edward, do you want to tell us about your business model basically?
So actually, my business model is a simple distribution. I just got the stuff from Malaysia and then I export to Indonesia.
So where is it manufactured, your stocks? Is it in China, in Vietnam, or?
I cannot say that because it's company secret.
Oh, that's confidential. Alright, got it. So basically, you just got the stocks from your importer and you import to Malaysia and then you distribute back to Indonesia.
Yes, correct.
Which is Medan, if I'm not wrong.
Yes,
right?
in Medan.
So how's the business like recently? Because due to the COVID-19, how do you compare the forecast in the next 3 or 4 months or even 6 months?
Actually, what's happening now is the sales has gone quite significantly. Now my revenue is only 20 to 30% from normal. That's the sad part about it because of the COVID-19. But I'm sure after this is all over, I will pick up again.
So how's the profit margin like in this business? Because if the profit margin is really low, then you have to distribute more volume, right? Means you sell based on volume. But if the profit margin is very high, it means you have to sell on the quality. So how's this business like?
Actually, I will say my business profit margin is quite high because the capital is really that high. The price is really that high.
Roughly how many percent for the profit margins?
I would say roughly
30%, which is really high for clothing business.
Yes.
Yeah. So roughly how's your business pricing like from the lowest one to the highest one? How is it like?
What do you mean?
Like the pricing for your products. What's the lowest price for the product and the highest price for your product?
You mean the price range?
Yeah, the price range.
We have the price range from 150 ringgit until I think the most expensive one is quite currently in my clothing line is like 1,000.
1,000, which is how many rupiah? 1,000.
1,000 is about 3.5 million rupiah.
By the way, do you want to speak some bahasa to Indonesian viewers? Because I do have some Indonesian viewers in my channel. Yeah.
Hi guys, gua Edward. Gua founder dan owner dari hypopulation.co. Tentunya buat lo semua yang mau hype, yang cari baju-baju kayak yang gue pakai ini, lo bisa visit profile gue di @hypopulation.co. @hypopulation.co.
Yeah, I'll put a link right here. So back to the topic. How do you foresee how do you compare the business before the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic? How's the business like before the pandemic?
I would say the economics is have domino effects, right? Because of the COVID-19, you see people got laid off from his jobs. Business cannot open as usual. So that's strain the revenue and income of people.
Definitely.
Okay. So I would say for my business, this kind of clothing is for me is quite, you can say, a luxury goods lah.
Actually consider luxury goods,
It's
right?
considered luxury goods, right? Not a normal consumer things. Right?
Nobody would buy 1,000 ringgit
Yes,
t-shirt for no reason,
yes.
right? Yeah.
Especially when the economic is not good, right?
Uh-huh.
That's what I think when first the COVID-19 pandemic hits, because like I have expensive clothes. Nobody would buy this because like people are struggling there to eat.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because like for me, this pandemic is a new kind of, I would say, disaster lah.
Yeah. But based on your previously like customers' background, their background are, I would say they are quite wealthy to afford this kind of luxurious product, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So is it still will affect them, this pandemic or these recessions or COVID-19 disaster or what you want to call it? But will it affect them, like really affect them?
I will think it for the wealthy, right? For the wealthy, I think for the high class, I think it's not really affecting.
Yeah. And your client base are how many years old in average? Is it 20 to 30 or 30 to 50?
I would say average is 25 to 30.
25 to 30.
Because like we have very young ones, and then we got sometimes more and middle age. They buy it for gifts.
Yeah. So I just want to ask, like, when you start this company, when you start the clothing lines company, how many capital do you put in the business? If you don't mind, I ask you.
Okay. Actually, this business is a partnership of 3 of my friends.
Oh, that's 3 partners.
Yes, including me, my other friends, Arvin, and then my other friends, Angela. So actually, we started about 35,000 as the starting capital. My personal capital is 11,000, which is 6,000 my personal savings, and 5,000 is loan from a friend.
Oh, you take loan to
Yes.
start it? Wow, that's really risky move.
And I thank my friend who trust me with money,
Have you paid back then though?
Yes. Yes.
Just joking. But so the valuation of the company is how you guys manage the valuation of the company, like the equity part.
Okay, so at first we do business as normal, right? Because like my friends here, Arvin, he have the biggest capital in here. So we decide that me and Angela decide that we pay back his capital 30% every monthly every.
So when the profits come in, you basically just buy back the share like that.
Yes, because Arvin he have a biggest he has the biggest capital, and then I think it's not fair lah. So I'm trying to pay back.
True. But so the valuation for now is basically another founder, Arifin, have a larger portion of equity.
Yes.
Yeah, about 50%, I would say.
Yeah. Roughly.
But how do you guys split the profit based on the equity as well?
Actually, at the first, before starting the business,
because from what I heard, if the company they have few founders and the equity is not balanced, there's very much arguments going on, right?
Yeah. Luckily, Arvin is not like that. I thank you, bro. And then he agreed to split even 3. Okay, so but starting next year, I think we should divide by share because like it's too long already.
Yeah. So actually, this business I would say is a very niche clothing lines, because based on what we like normal people, actually if I want to buy clothes I would just go H&M, Zara and stuff like that. I wouldn't go to look for hype store. So what makes you have the motivation to start this niche business?
Actually, Arifin is the one who have the idea, the original idea.
Do you previously like this kind of streetwear or?
I quite follow the streetwear, but I'm cheap, so I don't buy those
sneakers and everything.
Yeah, I follow those. I quite follow those.
I see. So actually, you already have the passion for hypewear.
Yeah, I would say that, but I never think of opening a store like this. I don't have any something in mind.
Okay.
So I would say like what I do with this business is we see an opportunity, and then have the, we do have the supplier. We do have the connection to take the goods from Malaysia to Indonesia. So I think no need more thinking, no need more risk calculating. So Arifin just said, go, and then we go.
So basically, I think previous few days I post on my Instagram where I ask people, is passion important or money is more important? I think there's about 300 people answered that passion is more important, and only 20 or 30 people that answered money is more important. What do you think about that? Passion is more important or money is more important?
Actually, I answered passion is more important in your post there.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Because money will follow. I say that.
How do you elaborate that?
Because if everything is hard, you have to struggle for everything in your life. For me personally, so there's no easy life. You just make it enjoyable. So if for me, the things your passion is with, you will be more happier and you will be more, how do you say?
So
you'll be more creative.
You get excited to wake up every day to do the things, right?
Yes.
I get it. Actually, for me, like what I do, actually is everything is my passion as well. Consulting, finance, and investment is all my passion as well. If I don't have the passions, actually I wouldn't even stay this long. Yeah. So actually, for me, I haven't explained this to. I haven't had a chance to talk to you guys about this topic about the passion and the money one. But basically, my point of view is I do choose passions than money, because, like I would say, I do believe if you really focus on something else and then you really committed on it, I do think money will follow. So yeah, if you ask me, my point of view is definitely I would choose passions over money. Yeah, so back to the topic. How do you forecast the business after pandemic? Do you think people will revenge buying, or they will just stay more conservative with their money? Especially with luxury goods in general, watches, shirts.
I would say it will stay for quite a while. They will conservative about their money. So I think from right now on, we can see that Malaysia is now almost recovered. Like at 90s.
How many cases we have yesterday? Three or four, right?
I think 6.
Yeah, which is really low.
And then the active case is only like 200.
Yeah, true. How about in Indonesia?
Indonesia, I think the case number is still quite high. It's still like 1,000 plus 1,000 per day.
Every day 1,000 plus.
Every day 1,000.
It's really scary. And the death rate is pretty high among these,
Yeah, it's 10 times.
So I'm curious though, like when you talk about the partnership in your business, because personally I'm starting a book right now actually with another two of my another founder. So I'm urged and I'm eager to learn actually what's the most important part in a partnership, because I'm sure there's a lot of communication problems or point of view differences. So what do you think is the most important part for a smooth partnership?
Okay, number one is for me is communication, because like until today I still have that problem with my friends. But we are trying to cope with one another. So if last time Arifin is for me, he is a straightforward person, which I like from him. But sometimes of course I don't expect him to understand me every time as well. But when there's a depressing situation, when there's a stressing situation where you don't have to talk too straightforward, Okay.
How is he like straightforward, as in what? Like what he have in mind, you just straight away?
Yeah, he's still straightforward.
So it's kind of hurt you sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, like if I let him to hurt me, yes lah. But a few months back, I just started. Okay lah. If he said just like this, okay lah. I just don't reply lah.
So basically, you really get used to the straightforward.
Yeah, but that's a good point from my business. That's what I like from him. Okay, so number one is communication, because until today we still have that some problems with that. Okay. Number 2 is trust. Okay.
Trust.
If you cannot trust the people who is behind you, please don't start. You know, because it's a ticking time bomb.
Basically, yeah, it's a ticking time bomb because it includes your money inside.
Yes.
And your time and your effort.
And
which
your
is,
money, your time, your effort, your stress also.
Actually, sometimes it's not so much about money, right? Sometimes it's more like how much effort you put inside something else, right? Yeah.
Money is, for me, is now I look at money is one of the big source. With money alone, my business cannot work like this.
True.
It needs effort, it needs time, it needs creativity, it needs, for me, it needs patience.
For the business part, actually, there's few parts, right? Like social medias and marketings or other departments. Like, how do you guys manage the workload? Like, do you have other staff or do you just three of you just work on every part yourself?
Okay, so currently we run the fully online business. So me and Arifin, because we are full-time student here in Malaysia, so we ran the planning, we handle the relationship with the supplier. Arifin is more towards the supplier.
By the way, what surprised me the most is they can start this business while they are studying in a business school here in Malaysia. Yeah, that surprised me the most when I first hear it, because if you want to start a business overseas, for example, like I'm Malaysian but I study in Australia or Singapore, for example, and I want to start a business, then I'm sure there will be a lot of challenges or a lot of things that I don't know about the locals. So when I first heard their business from a mutual friend, which is Eric, and I'm quite surprised. That's why I really want to learn more about how they really tackle all the challenges and all the hardness when you want to start a business overseas while you're studying in the business school. So yeah, they kind of surprised me a lot. I think you really done a good job on that.
Thank you.
So
okay, so I continue. Arifin is towards the relationship with the suppliers. He decides what goods we should supply next. Do the stocking. Well, I do the general operational. So I mean, like I'm replying the customer. So and then wherever Arifin needs help, I help him. And then the other partner, Angela is in Medan. He take care of the customer, of course, and then the delivery. So he more the occasional to the last step before the goods is delivered to the customer.
So you guys don't have the physical stores yet, right? As I know.
Not yet.
So how do you guys deliver the goods to the customer? Do you have drop shippers or do you have COD, cash on delivery, or do you postage there? How do you deliver your goods to your customers?
We do now. We do the postage. You know, like in here we use GDEX, something like that. GNT, something like that. COD for Medan area. Oh yes, of course. You can meet up with Angela in Medan if you want to do the COD. And then the other one is dropshipper. We open to
you do have dropshipper.
Not permanent dropshipper lah.
So basically it's like if you want then you do, but that's
okay. That's not.
So based on the business model you have now, do you plan to have anything bigger or anything physical in the future? Because from what I know from our conversations before, I think the profit margin is really high, and I do believe the company valuation is higher than previously.
Yeah.
So do you have future plans, or do you want to make it a larger company or even a larger group in the future? Like, how do you see this company grows in the future?
Of course, I think the dream of every entrepreneur or every business owner, they want to expand their business, right? Okay, so I'm planning to. Now the first step is for me is
customer base.
Good customer base. I mean,
that's very important.
The page, web page. We even don't have the web page yet.
Oh yeah.
Website. We don't have even.
So you just have an Instagram page, and based on the mouth-to-mouth advertising.
You can say that.
But you really do pretty well to mouth-to-mouth and Instagram.
Yeah. I would say this business is more than my expectation. Exceeds more than expectation. That's one thing about partnership that I have to talk. more a bit like a pessimistic person, and Arifin is a more like optimistic person. So when Arifin is, hey, can we do this? I will say the risk. Hey, don't do this because it can be like this, like this, like this. But when I'm too afraid, should I do it? He will say do it, and then so it balanced.
So kind of the balance.
Yeah, that's why I like about our relationship.
How about the other founder, Angela?
Angela is more like
He's a girl, right?
she's a girl. He towards to watch what our decision lah. So it's more like me and Arifin debating lah.
Okay, so basically in the future you plan to really, for example, you expand your website, physical stores. Any plan for physical stores?
Yes, also physical store also.
Because I do believe physical stores for streetwear would do pretty well in Malaysia. I don't know about Indonesia, but in Malaysia, I think you guys know that in pavilions, in there's few hype store and they're doing pretty well. So you do have plans for physical stores in the future.
Yes, but we also have to increase the number of stocks we held lah. So that's basically we need more capital.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because you need to have the inventories. Right?
Yes, and there's more risk in that, so we have to look forward.
Will you be planning starting your own streetwear lines?
This is my personal plan is like that lah. We have to create this population into a bigger brand than a distributor.
So basically you have your own designer clothes, designer shoes and stuff.
Yes.
That's a really big vision.
But at the first, I'm not going to like design my clothes or something like that. I just make accessories or some complement products for the product.
What are the other accessories and complements product for?
Jogger pants, jeans maybe. Watches, bags, something like that. It's apparel. The complement apparel, I would say.
But obviously you do have a long-term view with this company.
Yes, hopefully so.
I'm curious if you don't mind sharing. So your startup capital is about 35,000.
Yeah, about that.
Ringgit. So what's the company valuations like now?
Right now, I would say the company valuation is more than double. More than double.
Yes. About 90,000.
Yeah,
90,000 in how many years?
In I think 1 year.
Just
1 year. Right now, the population is up for 1 year, 1 month.
1 year, 1 month.
Currently.
This is why I encourage entrepreneur and investing, guys, because you never know how the compounding interest works. Like I mentioned many times in my video, it could just, I mean, yeah, there's a possibility you could fail. But what if you success? That's the questions that you really have to ask yourself before you even think about failing. Example, like my friends here, I'm sure you don't even think of the products. Are you worrying like, will my products have enough market? Will my products even sell? If my price too high? Do you have that kind of considerations, or you just say, I'll just do it?
At first, of course, I have my personal thoughts is like, how the hell we gonna sell this product?
Yeah.
Will it work? Okay, but I think, and I never found an answer. Okay, so I know this is my money. I'm willing to lose it all. At least I tried, and then okay, I just all in put it on.
Okay,
and actually it's quite.
Yeah,
it
turns out to be doing good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. This is the first part of the interview where we talk about the business model. So stay tuned to the second part, which we talk about personal finance and the millennial spending habits.
Okay.
So let's get into the second part. Actually, for me, for my subscriber or for my clients from the viewers right now, I think you guys know me pretty well, which I manage my personal finance, and I don't really spend much. I don't want to spend a lot because of my personal finance management. What are your own personal finance habits or personal finance management of yourself as a person?
Okay, so I'm also like you, Raisin. I don't spend.
Quite stingy lah.
Quite stingy. I would say quite stingy lah. Not quite stingy, very stingy. You can say also, because I don't spend that much on anything. If I want something, I will like think 3 or 4 times. Do I need it? Yes, no. And then if the answer yes, I will ask again. Do I need it? Yes, no. Mostly it becomes no lah. So I don't buy those things.
Because I think we have the same visions. Like we rather to
Because we see money as resources, right?
resources. It's the resources as precious as time.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
So I think we have the same visions, which is we rather to save and ready to suffer a bit right now, rather than suffer in the future
yes.
when we
that's
were
true.
old.
That's true.
Yeah. What's the moment that clicks you to really start your own business or really look into your own finance in general? Like, what's the single most important motivations?
Actually, my parents also taught me that money is a resource, so we have to manage it properly. It got its potential, you know.
True.
Yeah. After I start my business now, I understand fully what it means that your money is a resource and it can work for you. For example, I see my business as my investment, the biggest investment right currently in my life. Okay, so then that investment is actually turns out very good.
The
You
ROI
see,
is high.
I double my profit I double my capital in 1 year time.
1 year.
Yeah. So that's a good thing because before I start my business, I just save my money at a fixed deposit at the bank, which only give me 3.3% per annum last time.
By the way, their company valuations turned about 100% profits in 1 year. And in general investing, when you put your money in bank, fixed deposit only get about 2.2 in Malaysia. In Indonesia, how many is the fixed deposit?
I think around 5 to 7%.
It's pretty high. Yeah.
Yeah, but you must know the value of money, the value of Indonesian rupiah with ringgit is
Inflations in Indonesia
inflation is high,
very
and
high.
the value of the currency itself is low.
Yeah, so for example, if we put FD, I would say if we deduct about inflations, the FD will left about less than 3%.
Yes.
Yeah. So if we put in FD, it's about 3% per annum, and we put in bonds, it's about 5%. Bonds is obligasi. In Indonesia,
Obligasi.
yeah. And if we put about stocks, we put stocks in. And we put our capital in stocks, we'll get about per annum 9%, and put in mutual funds, which is about 7 to 9% as well. So imagine. That's why I always say, rather than us working for money, I would choose money working for us.
Yes.
So other than business models and other retail industry that you mentioned just now, do you invest in stocks or mutual funds? Like
I'm investing currently. I'm investing in mutual funds, but I'm interested in
stocks as
stocks as well because a few of my friends already said to me its potential.
Especially
also you also told me that stocks is very interesting, so that's I want to know more about it.
So for you, the most attractive points for Indonesian stocks market is because of the options.
There are available options.
How about the volume, the trading volume?
I think because this day people are more aware about stocks, yeah, because and how and the regulation of investing in Indonesia, from what I believe is they are starting to ease the regulation for investor.
So they lower down the barrier. So many.
Yeah,
people
like they lower down the minimum capital to invest, something like that.
If we look at the Jakarta Composite Index, right? Actually, when I entered the Indonesian stocks market when it was September last year, so when I entered the index, it's about 6,000 that time, and because of the pandemic, obviously it dropped about 35 to 36%, and now actually it recovered 12% already, which means in Indonesia's market, because of the trading volumes, there's a lot of opportunity. But when something disastrous happens like pandemic or war or anything or earthquake, because there's a lot of natural disaster in Indonesia, and I'm sure the trading volume will cause the drop even faster as well. But if it drops faster, but it also means that it could recover very fast.
From what I know is the Bursa Malaysia is quite attractive too, as you say.
Bursa Malaysia is very attractive because in Malaysia we have very tight regulations for the listed company. So basically, if the company can list it to Bursa Malaysia, their fundamentals won't go very wrong, if you know what I mean. So their business model is good and they have proven profitability, the company, then they are only allowed to list it in Bursa Malaysia.
So you can say that stocks that listed in Bursa Malaysia are safe. Yeah?
I wouldn't say safe, but I would conservatively say it would be more regulated in many ways. Like the Bursa Malaysia is quite attractive. You can look at it if you want. There's few stocks that I really like. Actually, because of this COVID-19, one of the glove stocks, they manufacturing gloves.
Gloves, yeah. I read that in the news.
Yeah, I own their shares. Their company is called Top Glove.
Top Glove.
My profits for the stocks alone now is 165%.
Wow.
For one stocks. Yeah.
Wow.
So because they are the largest glove distributor for whole world.
Yeah.
For the whole world. So yeah, in Malaysia you can look for a lot of opportunity like this.
So when you first invest your stocks in the stock glove,
I invest it back in 2018.
Oh, so you invest from a long time ago, not from the
two years ago, yeah.
not from the pandemic start of the
No.
pandemic.
If you buy in a pandemic, you wouldn't get this kind of opportunity. That's why, like we mentioned just now, we always believe in buy, holding long term. Because we cannot predict, nobody can predict what happens next in the stocks market, right? So basically, we just hold the stocks for long enough, and the opportunity will exist. Yeah. So like me, I already hold these stocks for 2 years, and 165%. That's my return for not selling it when it drops when the pandemic hits. Yeah. So how about you? Do you have any this kind of experiences when you buy stocks or when you buy mutual funds, unit trusts? Like, do you have this kind of experiences?
Actually, mutual funds is. I think in my 4 years of investing in that, in keeping mutual funds myself, I already know that every mid-year, every June, July at this time, and at normal times, I mean, there will be a market drop.
Every year.
Almost every year, I have found a pattern.
Interesting.
Every 1 year.
What caused the drop?
I don't know also.
Okay.
But every mid-year they always drop. They always drop near my average. So at the time usually I buy more to average weight my investment.
Because you don't invest in the stocks in Indonesia yet, right?
Yeah.
But I want to share to you actually the brokerage charge in Indonesia is much lower than Malaysia.
Oh, that's a good news.
Very low. Because in Malaysia, if I use Hong Leong, CIMB or Maybank, they will charge me about average 12 ringgit per transactions, which means I buy, I sell, they also will charge me.
Yeah.
But in Indonesia, I using OCBC Securitas. When I buy in the stocks, they only charge me about 5,000 rupiah.
5,000 rupiah.
Rupiah, yeah.
Okay, so that's about 1 ringgit.
1 to 2 ringgit.
Yeah, 1 to 2
It's
ringgit.
like
less than 2 ringgit.
Yeah, and when I'm selling, the transactions fees is only like 4,000 to 5,000 rupiah. Yeah, I don't know, is it because of my transactions are not large enough, but it's really surprising when I first see the statement and they only charge me about 1 to 2 ringgit per transactions. Yeah, that's the very attractive things about Indonesian stocks market. I think they charge based on, because they know that you will trade a lot, so they don't mind charging you a lower fees, so they kind of encourage you to trade.
Yeah, that's what I get from Indonesia. They are starting to more to encourage investing. Yeah, and I think that's a good point in Indonesia for young people to understand and start investing. Because nowadays internet is sophisticated. Like there are many people trying to teach, like you with your channel here. You're trying to show the people this is the personal finance. I think it's a good point.
Yeah, actually, internet changed a lot in terms of what we're doing and how we do it, right?
Yes.
If your business, the clothing hardware business, wouldn't survive, like it wouldn't exist without internet.
Yes, that's correct. Because like my business model is all virtual online platform.
And actually I do a lot of social medias marketing. So without internet, actually I wouldn't have clients for my jobs, and I wouldn't have this channel obviously, and I wouldn't have the contacts to my Singaporeans, another co-founder of the book. So yeah, I think internet kind of changed a lot of things in terms of how we do it and what it defines to be a business in general,
Yes,
right? Yeah. So basically, what you want to tell, what some slight advice you have for the viewers, how they want to monetize or how they want to use the internet, like what advice do you have for them?
Don't always believe all you read on the internet. That's what I learned, because you know the news, the information will becoming easily spread very fast. You know?
Even fake information.
Even fake information. That's the dangerous part.
So basically, spend the internet well. You know, don't just keep spending on social medias, on shoppings, e-commerce.
Yeah.
Maybe try to do more self-development, because actually, if for example, for you and me, one of our main inputs for knowledge is basically readings.
Yes.
Yeah. But a lot of people, they have the main excuses: book is too expensive, book is hard to carry. But there's one thing called ebook today, which exists on the internet.
Yes.
So what we're trying to say is basically utilize the internet well. You know, don't just thinking how can I enjoy more from the internet. Maybe try to think how can I monetize or really utilize it really productively and really well from the internet, because it's really a great invention. Like I told you, like me and Edward, many of our achievements wouldn't exist without internet. Yeah.
So I think you have to think critically about the information on the internet.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, because like it's not always true.
Yeah. So back to the stocks market, what are some companies in Indonesia that you really like?
One company I really like, and because I watched this the CEO of the company is Indonesian, Surabaya, Indonesian. They have the company of producing mineral water. You know,
Mineral water.
the brand is Cleo.
Cleo.
Cleo water.
How to spell it?
CLEO.
CLEO.
Yes. I watched in the YouTube video that they will IPO, but I'm too late lah, because like the video is up for 3 years, and then I just watched it 2 years ago or 1
Is it
year.
listed now?
Yes, it is listed now, and the performance is amazing.
Cleo. Yeah, maybe you guys can take notes for the company.
Because of I saw in the video that the CEO of the company, the owner of the company is you have a good impression on him. You know, how he talks, how he tell a story about his struggle.
Surabayan
Chinese.
Okay. So, and one of the stocks that I really like about Indonesian is Gudang Garam. Because every time I go to Indonesia, by the way, I've been to Jakarta for at least 10 times. And every time I go to Jakarta, I realize the smokers there, the smoker is there's so much smoker, because there's not much regulations about you cannot smoke in the restaurants and stuff in Indonesia.
Including me, guys.
Yeah. So yeah, he's a smoker himself, and every time I go there, I just realize many people keep smoking there's a lot of active smoker in because there's less regulations.
Yes.
And the smoker average, I would say, is about double at least from the Malaysian population.
Yes, that's
true.
true.
So back to the Gudang Garam, I really like because I first noticed about the smokers in Indonesia, and then I start to look at what are the biggest producer for cigarettes in Indonesia, and then I look at a few. I look at Sampurna, and I look at Gudang Garam, but I like Gudang Garam more than Sampurna because their distribution network is really big in whole Indonesia. Yeah, so after a few considerations, I bought in Gudang Garam last year at December. Yeah, it was doing pretty well actually until the pandemic come. Yeah, but they still pay dividends now.
They still pay dividends.
They still pay dividends. Yeah. So what are some other Indonesian company that you really like?
If I'm investing, I will say I will invest in consumer goods and everyday goods, because it's something you need every day.
Like Indo food.
Like Indo food. That's for a conservative. For me, my investing style is more like a conservative. I don't believe in get rich quick.
Yeah.
Do you believe in that?
I don't believe in get rich quick.
I believe everything is needs time and patience.
Yeah, definitely. You need time to do your research, due diligence, and you do need time to believe in it, and you need to give it time to make it grow. There's no fast money. Whatever come fast, go fast as well.
That's true.
Yeah, it's better for me to really start to learn how to manage small money first. Like we start really small, like 5,000, 10,000, start small, and then because like I mentioned before, you cannot just learn how to manage huge portions of money. That's why a lot of athletes, a lot of actors, actresses, they get a lot of fortunes, not money, they got fortunes, millions, billions, but they can just lose it overnight.
Yes.
Yeah, because they suddenly got that much of money, but they don't know how to manage it. So yeah, that's our final thoughts on the stocks market with Indonesia and Malaysia, and basically share about some thoughts about unit trusts and mutual funds. Is there anything you want to add on?
I think that's all for me.
Yeah,
but
so
if you guys have any question, please don't hesitate.
Yeah,
comment below.
Don't hesitate to comment and just ask anything, or just drop him a DM from his Instagram pages. So yeah, I think that's it for this episode. I know this is quite long compared to my previous episodes, because like I mentioned before, I want to do a series where I share about some business ideas and some proven historically business models. So that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope I bring value to you guys. So click the like and subscribe button before you go. And so before I end the video, do you have anything to add on to my Indonesian viewer? Because I do have about 20% viewers. They are from Indonesia. So do you have anything to tell them?
Oke. Buat teman-teman yang di Indonesia, thank you udah nonton kita di sini. Sekali lagi, ini bukannya kita mau ngajarin kalian atau apa, tapi lebih kepada pendapat kita sendiri.
From our experiences.
Ya, investasi itu perlu menurut gua pribadi, menurut Grayson juga. Grayson lumayan ahli lah di bidang ini. Jadi sekarang karena dengan dengan informasi itu semakin mudah ya, Grayson,
It's very easily to get information from internet.
Jadi nggak ada excuse lah, nggak ada alasan lagi lah supaya untuk lu nggak belajar gitu loh.
It's just the matter you want or not.
Yes.
So yeah, I think that's it for this video.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for watching, and see you guys in the next video. Take care.